Hey everyone, welcome to Stamping Flair for my weekly creative escape. I apologize for the delay in getting this out to you. I had some issues, technical issues, and my camera wasn't working, and hence the delay. But thank you for being patient with me. My name is Rochelle Lead Smith. I am from Stamping Flair, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in Melbourne, in Australia. You can order with me anywhere in Australia. I do classes online, and I do a weekly Facebook Live um, every Wednesday. So thanks for being patient and with the delayed broadcast. Um, and it's great to see you here. Um, Today I am sharing a project with you using the In the Country stamp set from our Sale-A-Bration Catalogue. So I'm just giving you a few seconds to hop on because maybe some gave up and thought I wasn't on. So I'll give you a few seconds. Hi, Krista, great to see you. And everyone saying hi, thank you for joining me. It's great to have you here. If you are joining me on YouTube, it is lovely to see you here. And if you're watching on the replay too, thanks for joining me. The In the Country stamp set. This is a free Sale-A-Bration stamp set. And now, if you are new to Stamping Up and don't know what Sale-A-Bration is, Sale-A-Bration is a promotion that we get. This time we're having it once this year, and it runs until the 28th of February. So with every $90 you spend, that's the amount in Australia. That will vary from whatever country you are in. But in Australia, the amount is $90. When you spend $90, you get a free product from this catalog, which is our Sale-A-Bration Catalogue. Hi, Fiona. Great to see you here. Thanks for joining me. Now, the products in this catalog are free and only, so they can't be purchased separately. So there are two tiers of products. Some are at $90 range and some are at the $180. So most of them are at $90, but it clearly specifies what, let me get my angle there, what you need to reach. So my recommendation is try and get yourself to that target. If you're purchasing, if you're at $70, try and reach the 90 so you get a freebie, and it's best to take advantage of that. I am going to turn the camera now so you can see the stamp set, and it is a scenic stamp set, so sometimes it's hard. It's got no sentiments, and I know we always wonder sometimes what to do, and it can be very tricky. I did share a card yesterday using a sketch from Freshly Made Sketches. That's a nice way to use this stamp set, and that didn't do any coloring on it. So there are various ways you can use it, and I want to explore more with this set, and today is one way we are going to use it. Oh, sorry. Okay. So this is the stamp set. It's quite detailed images, and I think if you just stamp it in one color, it comes up really pretty. And I'll show you the card I made for Freshly Made Sketches challenge, and I just stamped the image twice, and then I die cut three with the circles dies, 3 sections of that die just to highlight different areas. And that's one way you can use it. You can so that's an idea for you. So you will find the In the Country stamp set. I did have it. Now I've turned it around, haven't I? So all these beautiful things you can get for free. So it's on page 12 of the Sale-A-Bration Catalogue. If you haven't got one, please let me know. If you haven't got a catalogue, or if you haven't got someone who gives you one already, please let me know and I will get one out to you. So you can see some ideas for you. So it's free with a $90 order. And so I'm going to be using this image today, which is that one. And I did say it is a technique class as well, or a technique idea with Vellum. So I will show that to you in later on. But I'm first going to stamp this image on basic white cardstock in early espresso ink. And it's going to be a little bit of a vintage look. I did say my that's what I'm going for with the vellum, but I'm just stamping this image in early espresso. I'm going to be coloring this in watercolor pencils, but before I do that, I might die cut it first because I'm using the Stylish Chef's dies, and I don't want to color more than I need to, so I thought I'll die cut it first. I've been spending the last 2 days, or yesterday and a little bit of today, preparing for the Great International Craft Show, or GIX as we call it. It's GIX 16 next week, so from 26th to the 20th of January. It's online, and the live classes are all free, so you can get to enjoy that. All the classes free, so you get, it's not just paper crafting, you get quilting and various types of crafts demonstrated. So to make sure you hop onto that and take advantage of that. But the live classes are free. Other than that, it's a subscription where you get to enjoy all their classes, like through all their shows. So I've die cut what I wanted, and so I'm doing 5 classes over that over Thursday to Saturday. So they're 1 hour classes, and they're going through a range of range of techniques. So join me there. So I've got my watercolor pencils here. So I'm going to be using crushed curry. Now crushed curry, if you look at the ink pad, is quite a bright color, but I find that in the watercolor pencils, it works really nicely for like brick and walls. It's like a softer color. It's not as bright as it is in the ink pad. I mean, the more you add color, it'll be brighter. But this is a very detailed image, as I said, and you get all those little plants there. But I didn't really, when I was coloring it, put it this way. Unless you have a magnifying glass, you're not going to really see it in extremely good detail. I mean, I haven't got great eyesight, but you can be very specific there, but you can just go pretty general in that color greens. There are some nice spots, and so I'm going to add some darker shading in there because it's like a bit of shadow. If you want to do a quickish job, you could just do a little bit like that. Just add bits like that and leave it at that. So it's really up to you how much you want to color. Who likes coloring? Some people don't like it that much. It's really what you like to do. It's like some people love die cutting, you know, layering lots of die cuts and things like that. So just whatever takes your fancy. Now I might bring a bit of this is Cajun Craze, and I'm blending that in. Adds a bit of that brick color. Okay, now this is like a door. In my previous card I did with this, which I'll show you, I took it because the handle's really hard to see. I took it like it was looking outdoors, but this time I might create it like it's a door. I'm back to my Cajun Craze there. Going, that's cherry cobbler. I might go with real red. Let's see. I really like the watercolor pencils, just really easy to blend. Who's got this stamp set? Have you worked with this stamp set? It's very pretty. It reminded me of a little bit of another Sale-A-Bration one we had a couple of years, or would have been a little more than a couple of years. Just was it by the? It wasn't by the bay. It was something with something like by the bay or something. But I'm going old olive. I still have that stamp set. I just loved it. So I'm just following the lines or the stamp itself. Now here I'm kind of just following that, the basic shape of the leaves. I think there are some flowers in between there, but I'm not fussing too much. So I'm still going with the old olive, but there's some little pots here, and I'm using pumpkin pie. So for that terracotta kind of color. There's a little one there. These would look nice even in like this Mediterranean sort of blues and things. Now I will bring a different green. This is garden green, just for some variation. So hopefully you can see some of that, what I've done in coloring. Let's pick, this is Granny Apple Green. And I'll mix it in with the old olive. And then I'll just go in with a little bit like that in between. Now, just a little bit of shading there with my crushed curry. That's a nice color. What do you reckon? It's a bit of a soft look. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of blending, maybe with Pool Party. I'm not sure. So I've got some old paper which I had printed on. So and I've been doing lots of ink blending yesterday. I was doing some backgrounds, doing different types of backgrounds because that's one of my classes I'm doing next week. So I was just playing around. So load up your brush. I'm using Pool Party. And then just to make sure it's Pool Party's coming through because I had used Night Navy before. So, and I'm just going to blend that in around there. Just so it's not stuck. By the Bay was the stamp set, Fiona. Yes, you're right. I think I'm getting confused with our current suite in the mini catalogue, which is By the Bay. That's I'm thinking it's wrong. Yeah, it was By the Bay. It was beautiful. Now, I'll keep that. I might layer that on another piece, but for now, I will leave that. So what I have for my vellum, I'm using the layer. It's layer vellum layers or something. It's called. This has got script. I haven't got the new vellum, which is in the mini catalog. But you could probably use that. You could, in lieu of vellum, you could use maybe an old book, something with script. If you don't have an old book, you could use if you have a stamp with script, you could stamp something. But I just thought the vellum was something a bit different. And this vellum is very thick. It's really good for this particular type of what I'm going to do. And it holds up well. It's not going to fall apart. And I felt it held up really well. So I've got soft suede here. And I am going to ink blend over it. And we're making this, this is my vintage look. And we'll do a little more to it. Because sometimes I think when that vellum pack is huge. It comes with lots and lots of sheets. And I find I haven't used it as much as I should. And it tends to get left in the corner and not used much. So then what I did was I just scrunched it up. This is what I said holds up. It's quite thick. And it's okay even if it rips a little because it just lends itself to that. I'm just giving a good scrunch. And it has ripped there. That's okay. But you can tell how it's pretty solid. Now I'm going to keep that and I'm going to go over again. And it's going to pick up those lines that I've creased over. With the soft suede. But I think the vellum is a nice touch. It's just something a little bit different. Now I'll bring in Early Espresso. To pick up a bit more of those initial that bit. And what I did was just bend that so it's picking up those edges. And it actually has a bit of a burnt kind of look. Okay. So for my card base, I'm going with Pool Party. I always say Pool Party is like another neutral for me. I just find it works well with so many colors. I have got a early espresso matte and then a basic white. I'm going to be cutting this down. So you'll get you might get 2 pieces or something. I'll just cut it down to some measurement, which I'm not sure yet. We'll work it out as we go along. Because my script is going horizontal, I will maybe cut it that way. Or let's see. Oh, you could even go half like that. That's 7 centimeters. Now, I will have this tutorial out in my newsletter this week. So if you're a subscriber to my newsletter, you will get this tutorial. Make sure you subscribe to get that tutorial. Each week I give you a new tutorial. Now last week you would have got 4 tutorials for my class. That's pretty good. Cut that short a bit. Now generally when you glue vellum, you can see the glue, so you have to be careful how you glue it. You would normally put, if you're doing that, you would put the glue just under that, so it's hidden under the circle. But I found that because it's got that color and things like that, the tear and tape works fine with it, and it just helps it lay down. So I'm going to cut another stylish shaped circle a little bit larger to mat that scene on, and we'll see whether that works. Got to try things sometimes. Sorry, I'm in the way. So as I said, you can get this free with a $90 order right now until the 20th of Feb. Sale-A-Bration products are on a while supplies last basis. So if there's something you like, make sure you get it early, because they do sell out. It's not selling in the sense because you can't buy them, but they can run. You can run out of stock. Sometimes they do. They're really popular. They will be out. There is also a join offer. You get 3 choices with the join offer. So check out my blog for the starter kit deals. That's available until the 20th of Feb. You have the opportunity to get an exclusive mini cut and emboss machine in one of our new in colors, which is the boho blue machine, and extra value in your kit as well. So that's something you may be interested in. If you do purchase a fair bit of Stampin' Up products, that's something you might like to consider. And you can always ask me any questions with that. I'm just going back over. I just noticed that it was not very smooth, my coloring, so I just wanted to fix that up. All right, so we've got our, that's not 100% straight. Let's see we can do a fixing. So you can see me fix on screen. Just get your heat gun and put it on setting 1. This is how I fix when I want to get something off. I've glued it in error, and it works every time because I do that not all the time, but I do it fairly often. I'll stick something and go change my mind, and then heat it, and then just run it under a little bit, and it'll release that glue. So it'll lift it. You have to be a little patient though. It is quick, but sometimes I can't be bothered. I get a bit impatient, and then you can feel it lifting, but I need to heat that a bit more. Because I saw it wasn't in exactly in the center, and I don't mind things a bit wonky, but it was not in a weird way. It was in a weird way. So I'm just using my palette knife, and it just releases that. So use your palette knife for your embossing paste. And I think I put a lot of glue. Sorry guys, but this is how, at least you see me fixing things. I've been a bit harsh there, haven't I? Okay, that's better. And if that, sometimes I will rip that bottom off, but it knows I'm on camera. That's what it is. And I'll recut another one if it rips. I don't want my coloring to have to redone. I've done it with a hair. I don't do it for my craft, but prior to me having a heat gun, I used to do it with a hairdryer for other things. So it works for getting stickers off like labels of things and things like that. So I can just re-stick that. I can get it dead straight. wonder, maybe I'll recut another one. I'll cut another one. I could flip it over, but it's not really visible, the stitching, or the, what do you call it, the piercing. But just to be nice and make it neat, I can use the other one where I can hide it with a different type of sentiment. That's always possible. But with this particular sentiment, I don't think I was going to use that. All right. That's better. Then we will put that aside. A nice tip, nice tip, Alana. Yep. It didn't go quite as well as it normally does, but normally probably I was trying to rush it a bit, but yeah, it does work if you're not on camera and rushing it. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is use the painted texture embossing folder. Now, I haven't used this in ages because it went missing for a while, and well, I thought it went missing. So I was going, oh, I'm going to have to buy another one. And I resisted. I'm going, no, because guaranteed the moment I buy another one, it's going to turn up. And it was missing for months. And then it was right in with all my embossing folders. I just didn't see it. And so I'm glad I didn't buy another one. So I thought I should use it. And it's not like it's a little die or something you can just lose, is it? All right, so we are going to stick that down there. Okay, this is what I thought I'll do. Make sure the script's right way up and not upside down. Especially with like I did it with the embossing folder as well, and it got imagine. So I am going to put some double-sided tape. I would normally say don't put double-sided tape where you can see it, because you can see it under vellum. I tested it on this one and it was okay. So, or if you put double-sided tape, you have to hide it under whatever else you're sticking. Get some dimensionals. And now we have to work out a sentiment. And I've got a little fun idea for that, or a little tip. Because sometimes it's tricky when you have a stamp set without a sentiment, and it's always going, oh, what do I do? So I was using, you can use the Campology, but I generally have like just sentiment only stamp sets. And we've got that. I'm just pulling out a few. And we've got that. Maybe I'll use that one. It's just the go-to greeting. How I store my stamps. I store my sentiment stamps separately. So then we've got that as well. But I might go with that. So I store my sentiment stamp separately. because then it is easy for me to grab. And if I can just go straight to it. I store my masculine, like man, like tending towards masculine stamps. I store them separately because generally like anything like cars, boats, things like that. So that's easy to grab. I put anything like a background stamp that's in a separate batch, and then I store my any kids kind of stamps separately. Oh, that just ripped off that. Never mind. So it's just so that if I'm looking for a specific stamp for a guy, I can go, or not that you can't use other ones, but I can go, okay, that I just go straight to that and it's there. And if I'm looking for sentiment specifically, I can go to that. Let me try and do a patchwork here. Same with kids ones, like anything like milkshakes and unicorns and whatnot. I don't know, whatever we've got. Wheels. Just kiddie style stuff. Just makes it a little bit easier. When you're trying to create something in a hurry, you'll find something. I'm not sure whether this would suit that. Maybe not. Trying to fix the, oh, should we go with a hello or something? Maybe I'll go with this. Cursive or friend. We could do friend. Friend sort of a all encompassing. Could be birthday, anything. All right. Oh, well, you saw me mount a stamp for nothing, but that's okay. All right. So we will go with, I'll stamp it on white. And then I've got a fussy cut around it. So I've just got a bit of scrap white. And we'll do in early espresso maybe. So that's the biggest wish stamp set. You get like a variety of mix and match ones. Now I'm going to fussy cut around. If you like don't want to just do it like straight up, you can draw, if it's easier, like a little cloud sort of formation around it, like this comic strips kind of thing, if that helps you. And that's an easy way to get started on this sort of fussy cutting around sentiments. Or like a speech bubble, I guess that's what you'd call it. So just do it in pencil and then you can cut around it. Now I'm going to layer that onto maybe some early espresso. Just thinking what color. Picking out some scraps for a minute. So we'll layer that. So just glue it straight on, leaving some space around it, and then I'm going to repeat the process of cutting that shape. Now we've got dies like this, stamps and die sets like this, but if there isn't one, you can do it yourself. So now we're going to leave a border around that. And now it's a little bit easier for you once you've got that initial shape. You're just going to follow around that. Now we can put that there. Maybe we'll put some embellishments. I think it needs a second one under there. So it matches up. Glue that down. Just going to go with these, which are rustic metallic dots, which is from the He's the Man suite, which is from our annual catalogue. And I think this set, well, it's good for guys. I mean, you can do cards for ladies, but sometimes because we find it hard to make those cards for guys, I think this lends itself to guy cards really well. Now, what I do for the envelope, we'll just stamp that image again. And I think it's just keep it simple. You can do a bit of blending if you want, but I'm just going to leave it at that. It's just a little bit like a watermark, and I've lost that little dot there. So here we are. I've obviously used it on something, and it's oh, I know why. It's not sticking. It's the ink on that vellum, maybe. So let's see. Should have my Take a Pic tool. That's why. I keep putting my Take a Pic tool somewhere. I don't have it when I need it. I've only got 3. Oh, here we are. Oh. So that's that one. I'll show you the other 2 cards I did. This I'm doing for the actual blog hop goes live in the morning for us new at SU blog hop, and we're doing all Sale-A-Bration. So I picked the In the Country stamp set to showcase, and we're doing with matching envelopes. I've done a little more for these envelopes, but these are the other 2 cards I have done with that set. So these are a bit more rustic. This one was Cajun Craze and Mossy Meadow. And I thought I'll go a bit more softer with the pool party for tonight's live, just to see how that turns out. And let me know what you think. Which one would you go for? So this was with the other stamp in that stamp set, the other scene. And I hope you enjoyed that that card and the tip with the vellum. So you could do it with whatever vellum you've got and see what you can come up with using the vellum you've got. And if you have any questions, please pop them up. I'm happy to help you. And if you would like to place an order, you can do so by contacting me, or you can do that online. All orders over $90 will get a free Sale-A-Bration reward, and you also get the tutorial bundle for January, which has over 30 tutorials from demonstrators worldwide. So it's a nice big tutorial. It's always got heaps and heaps of ideas. So really it's a really good bundle to get. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you back next week. Next Wednesday will be the second in my series of birthday card classes. So I'm looking forward to catching up with you then. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.